Welcome, everybody. Episode 48 of the Rodcast. You're joined by yours truly, Mr. A-Rod, and my special guest today, longtime GOAT, man, Mr. Q.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
Yes, sir.
Honored to have you, man.
Appreciate you.
Haven't seen you in forever.
It's been a minute, bro.
You reminded me that today, that we really haven't seen each other since you've been back in Texas.
Bro, yeah, I've been back about 3 to 4 months or so, bro. But I've been ducked off. I ain't seen nobody. So that's on me. That's on
You're also on that grind right now, too.
Yeah, for sure.
So I can't get that salty about it, you know.
Yeah.
But no, we got an exciting episode. Obviously, the NBA draft is popping right now.
Yep.
Getting to know Q and it's weird for me to say, our passion for basketball.
Right.
Like how we connected through that. Playing some church leagues. Shit.
No, man. Should have dubbed that one, but it is what it is.
Yeah, man. But yeah, just all around good hoops episode, you know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, straight into it. Obviously, hot topic right now, NBA draft 2024.
Right.
It's crazy. The number 55 draft pick was the biggest talk of this whole draft.
It's, bro, crazy coincidence. Crazy for sure.
So as we see, Bronny James gets drafted to the Los Angeles Lakers to unite with his father as his teammate.
Yeah, man. Obviously, there's a lot of controversy around that, but my personal opinion on that is like the Lakers obviously need to improve, bro. They need to improve in the offseason or else they would have been in a better position this past season. And I just don't think that personally Bronny was that decision, but I get it. I mean, LeBron has such a, bro, it's LeBron James.
Yeah, like you're not.
He's going to hold so much weight. And like people always make jokes about, he's a GM, he's a coach, but it's like, bro.
He really is.
He's arguably the greatest player to ever play, so he's going to have a massive influence on decisions. I mean, that's with any team, not just the Lakers and LeBron.
Exactly.
You go to the Warriors, I mean, Steph in his prime, he's going to have something to say.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to listen to that input.
Exactly. And it sucks, too, for Bronny because, don't get me wrong, solid, great, solid player.
Of course.
Like a solid, like good role player probably he'll turn out to be.
Yep.
But like the pressure he has of, oh, your dad's the reason. It's kind of like how Austin Rivers.
Exactly.
But the thing is, they weren't I mean, he coached him, but they weren't actual like on the court together type shit, you know?
Yeah.
And Austin Rivers was a buck.
Oh man, I mean,
like, do you remember them high school highlights?
Bro,
the high school mixtape.
I still see those highlights to this day, and people
Insane.
are like, he may be the best high school player to ever be recorded.
Yes.
He was a part of he was like the courtside film era.
Ball is Live.
Ball is Live.
Yeah.
Hoop, like the real hoop.
Like when you had to like, you didn't have to just pay a mixtape to get it. Like
they went out.
People went out to find you.
Yeah, literally.
Instead of like nowadays, it's like anyone can get the mixtape. Yeah,
everybody has a highlight.
Exactly.
Everybody.
Exactly. But nah, I mean, like I said, Bronny's solid though, bro. Like
it's just hard, man. Because realistically, he could have. In my opinion, he's going to be a great G League guy if that comes to fruition, if he doesn't do what he needs to do in the league. But he just didn't have enough time in college, so not enough. He didn't get the exposure that he needed. Obviously with his condition, health wise, it's really hard to.
A lot of people forget that he had cardiac arrest, bro.
Yeah.
That young.
So it's hard to say like what type of condition he's in now.
With how fast the league is.
Exactly, and like this is what I was trying to get to earlier. Like they need somebody who's going to impact winning, and I don't even think Bronny's in the rotation. Realistically. So it's hard not to say that he can be a great role player within the next 2 to 3 years, obviously being mentored from his like LeBron.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't see him impacting winning right now. I think that's everybody's main controversy. Like, everybody knows he's a good player, but
that's fair.
Yeah.
Also, too, I thought, I've said this before. Who knows? He could prove everyone wrong.
I hope so.
Some people, Devin Booker was a 6-man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Kyrie barely played any games and was still selected number 1 overall. Obviously, whole different players.
Right.
But like some people adapt better in the NBA than college.
And I mean, there's going to be players that go undrafted and are going to surprise everybody.
Exactly.
So it's really honestly
they'll probably be on the Heat. But it's so annoying.
Right. But no, that's funny. It's hard to say because the draft, we've seen how many number 1 draft picks do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So
you remember Anthony Bennett?
No.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I have no idea. Like that. So the draft, obviously, it's really exciting to see like star college athletes go.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of work to be done, no matter how good you were in college.
Yep.
Not to say it doesn't matter, but everybody has to prove themselves.
How about the French?
Dude,
three 3 of them were selected in the top 10.
Dude,
first, second, or
all these players are getting drafted. Even in the second round today, they're saying a bunch of people from, I know one dude,
Serbia,
Spain, and I'm like,
all Nicola.
Literally,
and I'm just like,
I literally said that before they like said that themselves. I was like, another Nicola, and then they said it. I was just like, man, this is nuts. Like,
yeah,
foreigners are taking
I think the
over.
Heat have 2 Nicolas now.
Yeah. They man, I don't know. Foreigners, they play. It's a different style, but they're starting to evolve in the sense of like skill, like bag work.
Yeah,
they're really getting to their bags, man, and like they're usually more athletic than people here.
Yeah, I want to say Frank Mason. I don't know if you remember him from Kansas. Short guard. He was in the league for a minute, like literally a little stint, and then he's overseas now.
Oh, I'm not sure.
So I think it was him, but one player that was a former NBA player was saying he was in the league as the number 1 overall pick.
Right.
And he posted on Twitter or X. He was like, I don't think he should be number 1. Like, I'm not hating on the kid.
Right.
But like, this guy you're picking number 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just one of those things, man. Like I said, like number 1, that's all cool and dandy, but I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but it's like I said, you just got to go out and prove it. You got to prove why you're number 1. And if you don't do that, honestly, it's kind of worse getting picked in the first round because you are expected to make you're expected to impact winning right away.
Exactly.
On the team. And it's like
you're supposed to be the franchise.
If you don't do that, it's like you suck. You know,
Yeah.
like that's not the reality of the situation, but that's how NBA viewers see it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's tough.
I mean, that's guaranteed money, so you better
produce.
Exactly.
Offer it. Yeah, I mean.
But I did feel bad too. I thought of this. I was like, damn, you know who should have been drafted, but like lost it all? Mikey Williams.
Bro,
that's the saddest downfall, bro.
Bro, and I hate to say that like I saw it coming, but man, typically people with that much hype and exposure,
just that young,
that early, is like it never ends good. You know, except for maybe like we could say Zion. You know, like Zion had a lot of exposure really, really young, coming out of high school, and even he probably didn't live up to a lot of people's expectations. So, but he made it to the league.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
Mikey has he still has a long road to or a long journey to go on. So we'll see how that ends up. I'm rooting for him, man. I think he's a hell of a player, but
yeah, he just got to focus on the court. That's really it.
Yeah, man. He can hoop. That's not the problem.
Yeah,
that's not the problem. So we'll see.
But yeah, kind of also talking, since we've been talking like foreign countries. I don't know if you saw Team Japan beat our USA team in football yesterday by like 3 touchdowns. It's like the under 20 league.
Okay.
But I don't think like we can get like our major, like our actual.
No way.
It's kind of like how Team USA used to be. You know how like you couldn't send like your pros,
right?
Or I think you could only send your college during that time.
Yeah.
But kind of the same with like college football.
Right.
But you know, we've been getting a lot. It's been getting shitted on today because they're like, you know, it's USA.
USA.
Then I think Canada beat Brazil 110-0.
Jesus. How does that
in football
happen? How does that happen? Like, there's no excuse for that. like losing is one thing, but Jesus.
But it's kind of cool to see at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just gonna make. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think America's still number 1 overall.
Yeah.
But just that competitiveness that it's bringing. All around the world type.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Because I mean, the NFL is even trying to branch out to all these. I think they're going to Brazil.
And even like, I mean, obviously, I think it's like The Rock has that. Is he the UF or what is he?
USFL?
Yeah. Like they're starting to travel, and then like Canadian Football League, you know, they're kind of taking off. Arena football all over the world. Like it's a different time for sports as far as internationally.
Exactly.
And even like when we do like Team USA and stuff like that, like majority of the people that we see that we would love to watch for Team USA, they're going to play for their own countries, and it's like it's half the roster most of the time, you know. So and they're competing, so that's like the biggest thing. And so I think we're starting to see that at a much like larger scale.
I want to say too, there was only one concern. What was it? It was a green team. I don't know if it was the Eagles and Packers that are playing each other in Brazil, but both of them can't wear like their actual like colors or something like that, because I don't know if it's gang affiliated or something.
I did see that,
but they got to wear like the ugliest uniforms. Like I don't know if you remember the Eagles baby blue and like yellow, just throwback ugly jersey.
No, I don't think I saw those.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
But yeah, I forgot that they're starting to have. I think the Eagles had 2 games this season. overseas.
Yeah.
And you don't even know most of the time, like unless they say it, because I mean those fans go crazy just like they do here.
Exactly. Let me see. I'm looking for it right now. I think Yep, it's Green Bay and Philadelphia.
Okay.
On a Friday night. I like the Friday games. They did that last.
Yeah.
It was pretty smooth. I liked it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm excited for football in general.
Man,
college football is around the corner.
College football, I'm super excited. I mean, obviously Texas in the SEC now, man, that's going to be huge. And
a lot of eyes on y'all for sure.
A lot of eyes. Like, I'm super excited. I'm definitely going to try and catch as many games as possible. But I mean, and not only are we in the SEC, it's like we're expected to really, really compete
to run it.
Like, I think I saw like Texas and the Texas and Georgia game is like damn near sold out, if not already, like that type of thing. So it's like a lot of eyes on us and a lot of expectations on UT, man. So I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, it's funny too. I got a buddy at work, he graduated from A&M, all that, and I don't know if you follow the baseball, but A&M lost in the College World Series.
Okay.
And their coach next day is now the Texas baseball head coach. That is like, and I felt like the group chat was already blowing him up for like them losing. And then his coach leaves to UT, and he hates UT. And they play this season too, A&M and UT?
I'm not sure.
I want to say at College Station or something like that.
If so, that's going to be huge. I mean, because A&M is probably not happy with.
No.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
All that went down.
It's just, I don't know. It's SEC should be fun.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know A&M's. I mean, they were the big dog for majority of the time. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, Texas football is huge, obviously, every year. But A&M was like the big brother.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, y'all's main big games this year are probably just that Georgia and Michigan game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those two are going to be huge.
But everyone else, y'all should just dog walk them, to be honest.
I hope so. It's kind of Texas football's in a weird place because everybody's leaving. Like as far as like going to the league, like all of our big dudes, all of our receivers. But we got a bunch of transfers. And I mean, they're great players. Like we got the linebacker from Alabama.
Yeah.
It's like you never know. Obviously, they're great players, but you never know until you see them on the field because
the chemistry.
It could be a totally different scenario. Like, and people transfer for the better or for the worse. So it's like you never really.
Yeah, it was sad. That's why Saban kind of left because he was like, "Bro, these kids don't even want to play. They're just telling me, are you gonna give me more money or am I transferring?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm too old for that. Like, it ain't worth it."
It's a different time in college as well with NIL and everything. I mean, Texas is like, I saw a video actually today. I don't know if it was for football or basketball, but recruits were coming in. I'm assuming for football
with the Lambos. Oh my god!
And I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like, and I saw a while ago when Archie was coming in, they spent, I don't know exactly the amount, but they spent, I want to say, millions of dollars on his visit, like as far as like food, hotels.
That's insane.
Lambos, I'm sure, like whatever the case was, like it's just Texas is, bro, it's up and coming. Like there's a city of Austin.
I mean, you got Alabama transfers going to Texas.
Crazy.
Like that's
Alabama was a powerhouse for decades,
man. So
we'll see. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, you get in the video game too?
I don't know. I'll just get it just for the aesthetic, but I don't really game too much anymore. Yeah. But I might just keep it in the.
That was just a core memory for me back in the day because I was never a gamer. I can always remember like the PS2.
Right.
And those were my main games: NCAA,
right, NBA
2K, all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's definitely gonna take my money. I just got to find out which game system to get because I'm not a gamer at all. I got a Switch.
Hey man, you just might have to run it on there.
That's I can only imagine the graphics on that thing. It's gonna be lagging.
Yeah, literally.
But what about NFL? You excited for that? You a Cowboys fan? Delusional?
I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm a little less excited than majority of the fans.
How do you feel about Dak? Almost. I mean, what are they trying to ink him with? 55 to 60 million a year?
I'm not a big Dak guy.
I feel like I hear that with every Cowboy fan.
Yeah, bro. Like,
but it's not hate either. No, like everyone respects his leadership and just what he brings. But absolutely. It's just, it's not enough for y'all. No. And
we need, Well, honestly, we need a lot. Like our receiver group, or like the core is great. But I mean, the line struggled for a little bit.
Got to pay CD too.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. Is like Dallas has a lot of money, but we're paying these motherfuckers so much money.
Exactly.
So it's like we don't really have a lot of space to like branch out and like test the waters and try and like bring in new guys. Like, I mean, Trey Lance, like Trey Lance to try and test the water. He didn't even, like,
Yeah,
what
he's
was
third
that?
string.
What was that? Like,
Yeah.
what was that trade? I still don't understand. Maybe I missed out on some of the, the details, but that was.
I will say I've said if y'all give Trey a chance, I think something can happen.
I mean, something has to shake because
the only reason he was out is because that ankle injury.
Right.
He broke his ankle.
Right. Yeah. The past 2 years, man, for Dak have been like his last chance, so to speak. Like, you have to show something now or later, but I mean, it seems like he's infinite on chances. So
I just think he just has that kind of that aura.
Yeah,
where it's kind of hard to like
he fits
let him go.
Mold,
yeah,
sense.
Exactly.
Like he definitely is like a franchise type of aura and character. Like he's
the leadership.
He seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
It seems like all of his teammates like him for the most part. But it's like, I mean, if
you just can't get it done.
If you can't get it done, it's like what? I mean,
why you? Yeah.
What is there else? Like, what else is there to say?
Yeah.
Like, what else is there to do?
I am visiting that stadium this year. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I haven't gone over there. I actually have only been to 1 or 2 NFL games, and one of them was a Dallas game, and it was like, I want to say it was
insane.
It was like a decade ago or so, and it was crazy.
Yeah, I'm going when they play my team.
Oh my gosh, we might mollywop y'all, man, the Texans.
Excuse me.
Oh no, man, might just have to do it. But
that could be y'all Super Bowl.
You guys are looking. Oh god, hey, if we win that one, I think we'll be good on the season.
I had one of my friends say, "Bro, we're going 1-16. I'm just playing to beat y'all. Hey, that's it. That's gonna be my Super Bowl."
I feel like that's always the case with like the Cowboys. Like, we beat the Eagles, all right, cool. Like, we're all right.
Yeah, but I'm excited for it.
It'll be a good game. I mean, Texans are looking. It seems like they made a lot of
some scary hours. Yeah. Very young, hungry team with a lot of eyes on them.
Yeah, they're gonna be a problem, I think, for the years.
I'm excited for the Diggs project.
Yeah,
Diggs versus Diggs too.
Yeah, that'll be tough. That'll be a good game.
Yeah,
that'll be. I mean, we'll see. We never know. I mean, Cowboys. Do you know what week that is that y'all play?
I think it's in November or something. Okay. I already have my tickets. I just gotta. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, Dallas. They always seem to look good early. So.
In the regular season.
Yeah, early. So we'll see.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be fun. That'll be a lot. Is it over there in Dallas?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be.
So that's what I'm scared of. You're gonna. I remember when the Texans first played in Dallas. Mm-hmm. They made that whole stadium red because they were just trying to brighten out. So you're gonna see me and Lil Sally wearing red.
Yeah, I'm already.
You're gonna see Bree with her Cowboy stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, she's a Cowboys fan.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
It's kind of the deal breaker with us.
Yeah. You got to balance it out. You just decided Sally was a Houston fan.
Oh yeah, that was the only thing I got to pick. Like, Bree got to pick everything else for Sally, and I was like, okay, I'm picking sports. And then her family's trying to get her Cowboy stuff. I'm like, guys, this is all I got. Like, this is all I got. She got a Stroud jersey, so
that's valid. That's valid.
I'll take it. That's valid. But no, I kind of want to hop on in now since we got a little sports topic out the way. Me and Q have known each other since you were like a middle school. I was probably a freshman.
Yeah.
Like, right.
Yeah.
7th, 8th grade, something like that.
Yeah, I was about an 8th grade or so.
Yeah, little small town KTX.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I always liked y'all's class because you guys actually like wanted to like hoop. You know what I mean?
I'll say like we actually gave a fuck for the most part. Like until towards the end, everybody kind of went their separate ways as far as schools. But like we were always that class who like gave a fuck.
Yeah.
So that was always cool.
Because I mean, when I played, it was literally just me and one other dude were the only seniors.
Yeah.
And that was the guy I grew up with in middle school. But just like out of that whole team I built, like I never got to build like the kind of y'all like a bond y'all built with that.
Like we definitely had like a sense of like camaraderie. For
sure.
And that was nice. And we all like really actually liked each other outside
exactly
of too. So that was huge. Like on the court, off the court, it was all the same. Like we were. And we still talk to this day, majority.
Exactly.
Of us.
Yeah.
It's like that's definitely a bond that like I appreciate.
Yeah.
And will always. So yeah.
Yeah. So we were the little guys too. So I had to work harder. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Kind of tell us that your basketball road that you've gone through. Obviously, Mr. Q, you were kind of the same position with me. Didn't go straight to college after high school. For me, I got like my GPA up and then went on to it.
Right.
Kind of tell your story with that.
Yeah, man. So my journey with basketball is like, and maybe you can relate. Like it's been a lot of like love-hate relationship.
Oh yeah.
Like early on, obviously being a little guy, and I will say like for this area, like we did have a fair amount of like hoopers, and especially like in my class, like you were saying, like we had a good squad. So it was like being the little guy. I definitely had to like prove myself and try and work my way up. And when I did, it was like, okay, like let's say middle school, like, okay, I had to prove myself, show that I'm worthy of A team or whatever the case may be. And then I had to really, really work to get play time. You know what I'm saying? And to a certain extent, like, I mean, personally, if I'm a coach, like, and I see 6-7 dudes and they're all solid, and I see one who's 5'1", 5 foot, like, yeah, I'm not necessarily going to play him as much.
Yeah.
I don't like hold too much resentment on my coaches, but that just shows how much harder I had to work just to like get up there with those guys.
Yeah.
So all throughout my middle school career, man, like I just tried to work my way up, and eventually, like in high school, I definitely like Coach Acker showed me a lot of love my freshman year, and I ended up starting that, and I was going crazy, bro. Like my freshman year, I was really doing my thing, starting to like really like blossom, and then I ended up moving to Washington.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So random too.
Bro, man, that was a different time in my life, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, so I ended up moving to Washington. And I didn't really have much besides ball at that point, so I was just hooping all the time.
What was hoops like over there?
Man, honestly, like I was not expecting it, because you hear Texas, California, Florida, like hoop states, you know, like real big in sports. So I wasn't expecting much when I go up to Washington, but man, some of the best hoopers I'd ever seen. Like I
just think of like those Jamal Crawford runs.
Yeah, like man, I will say like shout out to like the Pacific Northwest, man. Like they got hoopers, bro, and they don't get like enough exposure, bro.
Nah, just because it's a depressing ass state over there.
Nah, for sure. Like, but that's the thing though, is like it rains so much over there, and like the atmosphere is just so gloomy. But everybody's in the gym because there's nothing else to do. For like, because it's raining every damn day, so it's like people be in the gym, like, and that's really where I got like I would work hard before then, of course, like I do my thing here, but over there it was like I really gotta,
it's like another notch.
Yeah, I got a grasp of like what it takes to actually get to where they want to be. And like luckily I was around hoopers that were actually doing things, going to play like high major Division I, going to play professionally overseas, whatever the case may be, NBA. So I got to see firsthand like what it really took. So that really helped me in a sense of like motivated me to really get to where I wanted to be. So I would be in the gym nonstop, 24/7. And then so I couldn't play my freshman year because I transferred middle of the year. So my sophomore year I switched schools again. This is my third high school, and I'm going over there, man, and I'm just like wanting to come back home, over there.
What was that like for you, like just as a kid in general, like outside of sports, like having to make friends all over again?
I consider myself like a pretty social person, but when you're that young, going through that much constant change, it's really difficult. Like it takes a toll on you. But so I wasn't as social, like honestly, and then
because you're just like, I'm probably gonna move again or something.
Exactly. Like I was really uncertain of like where I was headed, because I really wanted to come back home, and like every day I'd be like, Mom, I want to move back home. I want to go back to Texas.
So your mom was with you in Washington?
Yeah. So my whole family moved up there. Me, my sister, my mom, and then my stepdad. We all moved up there because he got a job opportunity up there.
Okay.
So I was like, I tried to convince my mom to stay with one of the homies or something, but she wasn't going for it.
Yeah.
So we go up there, and like I said, I switched schools again sophomore year. And I was getting ready to hoop for the team, man. And I just like, I remember this day too, like tryouts were this day, and I was going to show up, and then I just go home and I just don't go. Like, I just didn't go. Like, I don't know why. I just was like, this is like, nah, like I don't even want to have to go out there. And like I said, like continue to prove myself. Cause like back here, like I said, like I had earned it. So I hated that I had to go back over there.
Climb
like,
all the way back up again.
And earn it again. And like, and not that it's like it was a lot of work because I was down to work, but I wasn't down to start from the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm like, man, I'm just going to keep grinding, keep working hard, and then hopefully move back here. That's where I was like, that's where my head was at. So I was like, I'm not even going to give my effort to anything else. Which I don't know to this day if that was a good decision or a bad decision.
Did you do at least select in the summer or anything like that?
So summer basketball over there is a little bit different. Like they do summer league.
Okay.
But you do it
just to keep the community. I like that.
You do it with your school, and it's real different over.
Kind of like fall league, like how we do down here.
Exactly, but over there it's kind of weird because you could join really any team you want.
Oh.
So it was like I went to this.
How they be transferring,
bro? Like I'm not gonna say that they can recruit because I don't honestly know like the legalities of that. But like, bro, they be recruiting.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. So kids are switching schools non-state. It's like college, like the transfer portal. Like kids move schools all the time over there.
I think they could do that now. You're allowed like one transfer.
I remember when we were in schools, like
you had to sit.
If you had to sit.
Well, I had to sit.
Oh, you did?
When I came from SMA.
Okay.
For half a semester.
Yeah, I remember that's how it was. So when I was over there, like kids were like actively getting recruited, and it was crazy. And speaking of summer league, I had gone to this Chris Hypa camp. He's like a big time trainer over there apparently. And I was like warming up before, like I got there like a little extra early, unintentionally. I just showed up and by the time it started him. And I started like shooting around with this coach, and like that day, like I was really hitting, like I wasn't missing type of thing. And I go through the camp, and like it was just whatever. It's just like a day camp, nothing crazy. Like there was a bunch of kids. And then a couple days later, that coach that I was shooting around with put out an email blast and was like, "Hey, like I'm looking for this kid who like I was like shooting around with before." And I guess he coached at a school in Tacoma, which was like it's like one of the big cities in Washington.
Yeah, I do a lot of work out there.
Oh, word. Okay, yeah. So like that's like it's like Seattle and Tacoma. Like those are like the big cities. And he coached at a big time school in Tacoma. So I go out there, like my mom hits him like, "Hey, like that was my son, yada yada yada." And I go out there and play summer league with them. Bro, was ass. Like I was like so mentally rattled, like because technically that was my fourth school. And I just was not ready for that. Like honestly, and that's a big thing now is like I knew I could play at that level, like regardless of how big or small I was or am, but like mentally, all throughout high school, like my mental was not like like I was okay, you know what I'm saying? But from a basketball standpoint, like I was really, really rattled, and I constantly found myself starting over, and that was like the biggest thing. So I go out there and play summer league with them. Didn't work out. They stuck me on JV towards the end of the year. I'm like, man, fuck this. I ain't playing no JV basketball. So, but yeah, so I ended up coming back. So I finished my sophomore year over there, do summer league. Boom, is what it is. My mom finally lets me move back home. And
how did that happen? Just did your whole family go or just you?
Just me.
Oh wow! So she let the baby go that quick.
Yeah. So
I would have been like, "Damn, mom, for real."
I don't know what
you don't love me no more.
What flipped in her mind? But I think she saw like how much I was like struggling.
Yeah.
And how much like I think she saw like how much potential I had, and she knew that I was somebody here.
It's a W, mom.
Yo, yeah, for sure, man. She definitely like did what was best for me. Like I know that was the best move for me, because I knew if I would have stayed over there, like who knows, you know. But I don't think anything good would have came from that. I think I took what I needed to from over there, and I brought it back over here in a sense, you know. Like, and I didn't have like a great career, like high school career, but I definitely like learned a few things.
Yeah,
for sure. So I come back over here, man, and like I'm living with like a family friend. We call her, that's my auntie Jen. Like she's like real like real life family. I'm staying with her, but I'm staying like over there in Aikens, like territory type thing. So she was like, "You're gonna have to go to Aikens," and I'm like, "I'm not finna go to Aikens." Like, I'm trying to go back to Lehman, like with my homies. But at that time, man, it was kind of crazy because I was just gone for a year and a half. But when I get back, it's a totally different vibe. New coaches, you know, new guys coming in from other schools. Like the area we live in, you know, people are always transferring, like we say.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like new faces, and I just really had to start from ground zero again. Bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like. That year was definitely I think where I messed up there was like I thought I came back and already had a spot guaranteed. Yeah. You know, and I didn't. Like nothing is ever given, especially with like a new coach. Like you really got to prove yourself. And actually my senior year we got a new coach, Coach Pinchback.
Yeah. And I think he's gonna get on the show soon.
Oh, okay, word. Yeah, that's my guy. I remember one time my senior year, we were getting closer to game one, like our first game, and he was in between me and Flo. Like a starting position. And I had gone up to him, like we had talked, like I went into his office and like chopped it up with him. And I'm just like, "Hey man, like it's really important to me that like I start." At that time it was really important to me. Yeah. Like, and now looking back, it's like that shit really doesn't matter, because when you get more mature mentally, like especially in a basketball or sports standpoint, like you just understand like, bro, it's not all about starting, you know? Yeah. But at that time,
because you could put any type of impact regardless.
Exactly. Like, in the way I think about it now is like, it sounds cliche, but like, it's really not about who starts, it's about who finishes the game.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of like role players who start the game, but then the sixth man comes in and he plays fucking 30 minutes. Yeah. You know? So it's like, anyways, I had gone into his office and he had just told me like, "Man, Q, like, I done seen like it 1,000 times. Like, you gonna have to prove yourself your whole life. You know what I'm saying? And
that's the realest stuff.
I don't think he was like necessarily giving me advice about basketball. You know, like I apply that to like life every day. Like obviously basketball, like being like our stature, like you have to prove yourself every fucking day. You know, regardless if you're starting or not. But man, I apply that to my everyday life, and that's like something that I learned and I took from him, and like it's probably one of the most true things I've ever like implemented. Yeah, you know.
I mean, even with we'll get into that. Even with your business too. Exactly.
Like, I mean, I like to think that like I've had like minimal success in like the basketball world and in the business world.
But it's a big world at the same time, so it's like any type of impact or you know what I mean.
Exactly. Like there, in a sense, like there's always a bigger dog. Like
exactly. Yeah.
You always want to like try and not prove yourself, but honestly, this is what I learned too. Like this whole basketball journey. And okay, let me tie this back into like my basketball journey going to college. Yeah. Like when I went to Cali to go play JUCO. I had an offer to go play over there. And I get over there and people always ask me like, cause I didn't end up actually playing. Yeah. Like I played like the first 4 games.
Yeah. I remember you showing like the scrimmages and all.
Yeah. So I thugged it out for a little bit, but just simply like was not enjoying it. People were always like, why didn't it work out? And I'm like, man, like it sounds like super stupid and people are going to think whatever they want to think. But at the end of the day, like I really just did not enjoy it. Like college basketball just wasn't for me because first of all, I was 23 years old as a freshman playing like JUCO ball. Like that's not easy for anybody. But second of all, like I had worked my whole life to play college basketball and that was my dream. But I realized like I wasn't really trying to like prove it to anybody but myself.
Yeah.
Like so the moment,
which is good at the same time.
Exactly. Like that's when I became at peace with it. Like now that I didn't play, like I don't regret. Like I'm not like damn, like I still want to play. I don't get that itch. Yeah. Because like I'm at peace with my decision. Like I proved to myself like I could play at that level, and I could compete and there's no better feeling than proving it to yourself than to anybody else. And that's really like tying it back to Pinchback. Like he really implemented that like thought in me. Like
well, I mean in general too, like I was happy for you. You know, you like you said, you really did thug that out, and we kind of had like I would say like kind of the same journey because the only difference with you got to like end it on your terms type. Like me, like I like that's what sucked when I'd always tell you like, bro, I hate basketball. You know, like I really do. But like at the same time, like I'm gonna play for 3 hours. I'm gonna play for you know what I mean. But like in college, bro, like it was kind of the same thing. You know, like I didn't have the good. I didn't do what I knew I could do. Type thing.
And that's the thing that really like I said earlier, like I would go. And, okay, let me.
Like you do the best in your control.
Exactly. Like I didn't hoop. I actually gave up basketball. I didn't touch a rock for 2 years. Yeah. And then like I went out to go play a couple times, and I actually went to go visit my brothers up in Cali, and that was the area where like the college that I attended, the JUCO. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty clutch too.
And I saw for sure, for sure. But I saw like the competition around there. I'm just like, man, like in the grand scheme of things, like where we stay, we don't really realize like how talented we are because we're in the like metropolitan area, bro. Like we're really like Houston, Dallas is right there. Houston is right there. San Antonio is right there. So it's like we see a lot of talent, but outside of that, like we don't really get to like see at a larger scale how talented we are compared to guys who are not from big cities. Yeah. So it's like when I went up there, I'm like, man, like I'm finna shit on all these dudes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was my thought process, and like I just get back into it. I'm like, man, like I really like am not satisfied like where I ended. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And once I got to end on my own terms, like proving that to myself, like I was green, bro. Like, you know, I love basketball, but playing just isn't for me, and I totally accept that. And I'm happy with that, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm jealous because I like literally when I ended college, I was not like I never wanted to touch a basketball. And the thing that sucked, I always told you I wanted to like out of basketball, I wanted to continue whatever. Like if I could go pro or if I could coach or do anything, but like college made me dislike basketball so much that I didn't even want to do any of that.
I feel it, bro. And like we said earlier, like. Bro, being like a short hooper, and it's not easy
like, at all.
And it really makes you resent basketball because, like I said earlier, being a coach, I'm not even looking for dudes that look like us. You know what I'm saying? Like they walk in the gym, it's like, bro, like
it's like, oh, he's fast.
You know, I see somebody that's 6'5" and can't hoop. I might take them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just how it is. Like the eye test is a real thing, and like that starts to get very, very discouraging.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, especially, me, I look like a soccer player.
Yeah.
Every professor
Yeah.
I had in college was like, soccer? I said, excuse me?
But bro, it works out for you in your case, bro, because you were cold as shit. So it's like,
Well, that's the thing that hurts, man. Like the only cool memory I'll ever have from college is like, I think it was like the only game I got to play over 20 minutes.
yeah,
Bro, tell me why I shot 100%.
going crazy.
Shot 100%. I almost had a double. I had 15 and 8.
Word.
15 and 8 in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's
people
also
aren't expecting that from you, so it's like they really see in their eyes. They see a 30 ball with 20.
Exactly. So that it was, and the real main thing is when I like how you said like maturing wise,
Right.
because like I was happy about that, but like the main thing that was that like the highlight of that night, Jemiah became the all-time leading scorer.
Right.
So like it was just like the two Kyle Texas boys come in.
Crazy, bro.
Exactly.
Crazy, bro. That's like some real brother shit right there.
And I only played 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like the only reason I sat because we were killing them then.
Right.
Like
right.
it was
crazy,
insane.
bro.
It was
That's a
definitely one of the coolest core memories, but I was like, dog, I could keep doing this shit. Like,
Yeah.
and see,
I know, bro. Basketball is like I always say, like I don't think it, bro, unless I have a child with a 7-footer, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't really want my child to play basketball, and that's not because I don't love the sport. Like obviously, like I'm still putting in work with this, like to this.
yeah. We'll talk about that. I'm excited about that.
But I mean, just the adversity that you have to face being a smaller guy, going into that world is just it's really taxing, like up here.
Yeah.
So it's.
I mean, definitely, it's helped us for sure.
I mean, in the everyday world, like you said about business, like I apply what I learned in basketball and in sports in general to everyday life. And that's why I'm so grateful for it, and that's why I continue to feed in to this day.
Yeah, it's made me. I mean, I've always been social and
right.
I could say pretty confident.
Right, but that's a huge thing, bro. Like, I mean, this is also the problem, bro, that I faced right when I got out of high school was basketball. Like, that was my personality. That's who I was.
Yeah.
So definitely. It's like when you go to, and you know this because like, and I know you were still training like right after high school, but it's like when you're not considered like a hooper, like you're not hooping, for anybody at the time, like, bro, that's your identity, and like nobody considers
you feel so
that.
lost, bro.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said earlier, like I didn't have this great career, but like everybody knew like, oh, little cute, that's a little hooper guy. You know what I'm saying? That was my identity, bro. And like when I got to college, like I would go to the Texas State Rec and hoop, and it's like, bro, nobody's picking me up type thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I get it, bro. But it's like you consider yourself a hooper, bro, and it's like when you have no direction or path, and all you know is hoops, you're lost. Like you said, you're lost, bro. So that was a huge thing for me, bro. I was lost for a while in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was happy. I mean, I found that when I got out of college because I was just like, bro, there's so much cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like outside of basketball.
Yeah, for sure. Like, bro, I know you're into a bunch of stuff now, bro. Like, obviously, you're doing great with this, bro. I know you like to shoot pool on the side, do this, and that. MMA.
Try to hustle. Yeah.
You know,
the MMA has been. Me and Tristan had that today.
Word. Okay. Yeah.
A little sparring session.
Yeah, but it's very important to have like hobbies, bro. And
exactly.
When I was younger, I didn't have no, but bro, like my stepdad, he wasn't an athlete, so it's like, and my mom, just my mom, like she didn't know nothing about the basketball world. Like,
bro, that is the most frustrating thing. My mom, like, bro, I've played basketball since 5, and you still don't know the rules.
Bro, it's like
you don't know what a 3-pointer is.
They want to be there for you, but it's like you need somebody, and that's the thing too, bro. It's like I never had a coach, and I'll talk about this like with my training now. Like I never had, and I'm not saying I never had good coaches, bro.
Just a consistent.
But I never had a consistent, even just model in my life, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
I had 3 coaches in high school too.
Yeah, bro. So know, it's like it's just a revolving door, and it's frustrating because like you get to really know somebody and build a bond with them, and then it's like it's over. You know what I'm saying? And not because either of you guys wanted it to be over, but it's just circumstantial. So that played a huge part in like my confidence, bro. And like, I mean, even with like training now, man, like I often find myself like I consider myself, or I used to consider myself a hooper for the most part, but it's like I'll go to training with TPA, man, and it's just so complex and stuff like that. Like I was never really coached. You know what I'm saying? So it's really hard for me to like, and
it's such simple stuff too. It's crazy
stuff that I'm like, man, like I've hooped my whole life, but in a sense, like the head trainer Zach, like he be saying shit, and I'm like, bro, what are you talking? Like, I don't even understand
it's
what's
a whole
going
different
on.
language.
And obviously they're at the highest level, bro. So it's like,
I mean, you're training top college kids, pros now.
Pros, man.
Shout out Jamal.
Shout out Jamal, man. Hella happy for him, dog. Like
I wish the Rockets would have snatched him.
I
was really hoping.
I thought they were, bro.
It would have been perfect, because Fred could coach him up for the veteran, and then he could take over from there.
Bro, when I saw the Rockets on the clock, I said, bro, they better make the right decision. But I mean, everything happens for a reason.
They got Cocaine Curry.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
It's the wildest nickname I've heard.
That's insane.
I'll take it.
But yeah, man, Jamal headed up to Toronto, man. That's huge for him. I'm so excited for him, bro. It's crazy to see, but
I'm a big Cougs guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's football, basketball. So like. Yeah, trust me. I was.
Yeah.
And I hooped with his brother.
Yeah.
I hooped with his brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He was I think my grade or a grade older. Okay. But that kid.
Yeah, Hooper. Yeah.
His career ended, I think, a season like ending injury.
Oh, word.
But he was nice, bro.
Yeah. Man, that's so unfortunate.
Like he's one of those jump shots like his feet are up here.
Oh,
just like
ain't no blocking that.
Exactly.
Can't guard that. Nah, yeah, man. It was obviously cool just because I've been around him a little bit. So like, we not gonna say we're homies or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like, like we built a type of relationship, just like training, helping him out.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. But
just awesome to be around that environment, just to see how pro they are. Like,
well, it's crazy, bro, because. Okay, like people are always like, man, that's so dope that you get to work with like X, Y, and Z, this guy, this guy. But man, it's a lot of work. Like, it's a lot of responsibility. So it's like, it's really cool. Like, you don't have.
It's cool they trust you with that, though.
It is, bro. Like, you don't have time to be like shocked, and I'm not like that personally. Like, I don't really get shell shocked by anybody.
Yeah.
Because like in my mind, and I talked to Zach about this, Zach Urbanus about this when he was like interviewing me for the internship. He was like, I just want to make sure like you're not gonna fanboy in a sense, and I'm just like, man, like they're there to get better, and so am I. You know what I'm saying? So like, I hold them. They're great athletes. Don't get me wrong, but I hold them to the same standard that I hold myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that definitely helped me a lot. But going back to it, like, they're great athletes, but at the end of the day, like,
it's business.
It's business, and it's like I have a job to do as well when I'm there. Mm-hmm. It's like it's not just rebounding. It's not just doing this. Like, I've got embarrassed a couple times, bro, because like I wasn't as sharp as I needed to be. Like, workouts are at 7 a.m. Like, I can remember this one time, like, and I try and be as sharp as possible. Like, I prepare the night before. Like, I'll make sure I have the right fit, make sure like I know what we're gonna do the next day, so on and so forth. I know who we're gonna train, yada yada yada. But it's like, bro, they just go so fast because they're at the highest level, and I don't be understanding half the time what they're like, what's going on. So like, but I also want to like help out as much as I can. So like, I'll hop in, and then it's like, I remember one time we're doing like pick and roll or pick and pop situations. Mm-hmm. And I'm the only coach going, so I'm like going back to back to back. And then we had a big dude come in instead of a guard, and the guard. So instead of me passing it to him, he passed it to me. We go boom. He sets a screen and pops. He has an option to pop or he has an option to dive. Bro, I kept reading it wrong in front of all these Division I athletes, bro. So it's a lot of pressure, and I keep reading it wrong, and I'm just like, God damn, like. This shit is not just, I'm not just helping rebound, bro. Like, I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to learn. Yeah. There's so much pressure, bro. Like, people don't understand. Like,
pressure makes diamonds.
Bro, and that's the thing is, like, like I said earlier, I've never had a coach, like, really, like, teach me in a sense.
Yeah.
Like,
and I mean, just not discrediting them, just the levels are different.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, I wasn't presented an opportunity to play with, like, a great, high-level AAU team, high school team. So it's like I'm really not familiar with all this terminology and all these great athletes who know what they're doing without even having to think about it. Mm-hmm. You know, me, I got to go into it like real, like method. I got to know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's like I'll go into these drills, man, and I'll just try and do my best. But it's like that pressure has definitely made me so much better. Like my IQ is like insane. And I'm not saying like I'm like the most gifted.
Yeah.
But it's like I've learned so much in just a short amount of time. Like the only way you're gonna really learn stuff is if you get thrown in there and get embarrassed a couple times.
Yeah,
and that's what I've.
That's
learned.
with anything.
Yeah, so it's like it just sucks that like in my case scenario, like it's in front of like NBA guys, guys. But it's like,
would you rather be in front of NBA guys or like elementary school kids? You know, because elementary school kids are just gonna laugh it off. And,
exactly.
You know,
exactly. So it's like And like I'm a lot more confident now because of that.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I do my one-on-one
Sounds like a dub.
Oh man, it's a great opportunity. I don't take it for granted.
So is that the future? Are we going the skills training path, or are we trying to go into coaching?
I keep going back and forth. I actually just got like presented an opportunity with Texas State to be like a manager.
Yeah.
And Zach actually hooked me up with that, man. Shout out Zach. He hooked me up with that, got me in touch with all the Texas State guys over there.
I mean, you know Mr. Caden.
Yeah.
He did bash you a little the episode he was here.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he said he'd cook you. But
crazy,
we can keep going.
That's crazy.
Great
bro.
kid.
Okay, bro. Last time we played, I was wearing some Jordans, bro, that had no grip, bro. I had no grip.
You know he's not gonna hear all that.
I'm cooking him. I'm cooking him. But yeah, that's my guy. I actually seen him 2 weeks ago when I was working at camp for Texas State. But anyways, so I got presented with that opportunity. Did a camp with them for a couple days. And they invited me to like workouts and stuff like that. I'm just not entirely sure if that's the route I want to pursue. Mm-hmm. I'm super grateful for that opportunity, but first of all, I don't even know if I want to go back to school, man. Like it's like that's the biggest thing is like
draining.
Yeah, bro. It's like, and with what I got going on now, it's like I am trying to pursue personal training to some degree.
Yeah.
And then it's like obviously my business takes up a lot of time.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing too is like I really am trying to. Obviously, everybody wants to make as much money as possible. And that's like the goal right now for the time being. But I'm definitely trying to think about like what's going to make me happy. And I just can't answer that question as far as coaching goes. Like I don't know if I want to be like a high school coach, man, and like get underpaid for the rest of my career, you know, or teach or do like all these things that come with coaching at the high school level.
I will say this area gets paid pretty nice.
Yeah, I did hear that. And I know like I have opportunity as far as like connections throughout like the area, and that's where I would want to stay, which is like that's enticing, but it's just like these kids be bad, man.
Yeah. Like
these kids be bad. Like obviously I got a little sister, man. If you watching this, you crazy, but she is crazy, bro. And like when I coach like the JV team, like them boys I love all them boys. Like like, and I'm grateful to have like the relationship and like trust that we do with each other. But them boys are crazy. When I coach like a 5th grade team, them boys are crazy. So it's like, do I want to deal with that? You know, like or would I rather be like a director for an AAU team and just deal with like the business and still be like involved in
that's still big too.
So it's like okay, going to Cali, man, was a crazy, and I'm a big believer in like everything does happen for a reason. And you're supposed to be where you're supposed to be at all times. And Cali presented me with a lot of opportunities that I'm getting here. You know what I'm saying? Like Cali was a really hard time as far as like living out there and not playing, but still having to do all the work like in the basketball scene.
Yeah.
But it's presented me with a lot of opportunities, so I do have options. So I'm super grateful for that. But I just have to decide which lane I want to take and try to get that full on. But
I mean, that's me right now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, bro, it's tough. The basketball industry and sports in general, bro, you know, it's tough. Like
but I miss it and I want it
for sure.
I want it back.
I've been seeing you post, and I'm like, okay, bro, he want to get back in the scene.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from.
Yeah,
and the thing is too, like a lot of coaches, like you know, from the area have hit me up and stuff, and they think just basketball. Right. I'm like, no, I want to dive into football too.
Word, okay.
Like I want to
the whole thing.
Yeah, bro. Like
word. I can see you doing that for sure, bro. Like I've always thought like that's what you were gonna end up doing.
Me too.
But I understand.
The corporate world took over me, man.
That's what I was about to say. I understand how you could get sidetracked, bro, because it's like there's so much stuff that comes into it. And bro, like I said, we all want to make money, bro. Like we all want to live comfortably.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna tell you too. Like, yeah and no. Like obviously money's cool.
Right.
But like how I see it now, like I got a daughter.
Right.
So like
you got
like any comfortable money,
right?
I'm fine with as long as I get to see my family, I get to see my baby, you know, and I mean, teachers, you know, you get the summer.
Right, bro. I mean, that's huge, bro.
2.5 months off.
You get Christmas break off, you get spring break off, you get all this time off. So yeah, I could definitely see why that is definitely like pulling you in and enticing to some degree.
And just getting in that aspect of like learning to coach. Like I've done camps in the area, stuff like that, but like learning to coach because I mean the time Sally gets if she wants to get involved with sports, like I'll know how to like adapt to that.
She gonna be a hooper or what?
Nah, a lot of people have asked that. A lot of people have asked that. I want to get her into tennis, to be honest.
Word. I actually just played tennis yesterday for the first time.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I was a district champion in tennis.
Word. Okay.
First year.
Word. I always said that whenever that time comes and I have a daughter or a son, man, I'm gonna get them into golf a little bit. Man.
Yeah, some country club sports. Where it's at, where the money's at.
Man, can't go wrong with the little.
But
golf.
It's at her UFC. She has no choice.
That's a crazy.
Yeah, trust me. But Bree was telling me today, she's like, you know what? She can do that. Just I don't want her to fight yet. Like she can do the sparring like y'all do, but I don't want her to go crazy.
Fight. Yeah.
But
I respect it.
But yeah, like I said, I'm excited for it.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for you, bro. I mean, I know whatever you do, bro, people just gravitate towards you. I've seen it firsthand, bro.
It's love. For sure. To be real.
And you're a people person, bro, and
kids love me because I'm their height or smaller.
Bro,
like, you know exactly, you know how it is, man.
Too, I was gonna say this earlier, like in the basketball world now, like when I work with like the guys at TPA, like they sometimes like they'll gravitate towards me because I stick out, bro. Like in a good way now.
Yeah.
It's like, I take care of my business, bro. I do what I need to do. But it's like, bro, I'm just so short that people are like, what is this guy doing? And they're like, oh, he's like, I want to get to know this guy. Like
exactly.
And it's like they always like will mess with me, bro. And it's like I used to take that shit all personal. Like, bro, I don't want to be the little man. But it's like, I'm like, bro, fuck it. Like that's cool with me. Like if I'm building relationships through that, something as simple as being smaller, bro, like fuck it, I don't care, bro.
Yeah.
And kids are the same way, like you said.
Don't trust me, I know.
Yeah. But it's like, but they're actually assholes. Like they'll like talk shit to you, but it's like,
be like,
but that's how you build
can't say nothing to bro, man.
But that's what was cool is like when I was an assistant coach for the JV team. It's like, man, they just for some reason like they just could relate to me easier because like I wasn't this big, bad, tall, big, huge, scary grown up to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think about it
just
now,
more comfortable.
Exactly. Like I think about it now, like why wasn't I more like vocal and comfortable like with my coaches? Like the way I think about it now is like grown ups are just big kids, man, but they're so especially when you're like in the younger stages, elementary school, middle school, they're so intimidating. You know, like you just think that they're just like these grown ups that you can't relate to or any sense, but it's like, bro, they're just big kids. So it's like if you give off that impression, like they're gonna get closer.
I mean, that just the player. Like, I mean, obviously we were different. I was always bugging coaches,
right?
Like I was always like, all right, let's watch this, let's watch film, type thing. Like I was just a basketball junkie at that time,
right?
And just, God, I can only imagine how much I annoyed. But
man, like,
it was in a good way.
Yeah,
like because then the coaches would be like, okay, I mean, it's because he cares. It's not because he wants to bother me.
No, for sure. And I think any coach that thinks that that's bothering them should not be a coach. I mean, that's just But there are coaches out there like that.
Yeah,
But,
and that's what I want to change. I mean, I want to do middle school, to be honest, first.
Okay.
Oh,
and then go up or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Middle school, man. It's just I think that's like
I feel like it's the fun time. That's really when people are like in love with the game. Because high school, that's a whole different ball game.
Exactly. And that's like
it's more politics.
That in middle school is like a very pivotal time. So it's like you're gonna make a huge impact on those kids if you do it the right way. Because
I still talk to my middle school coaches to this day.
Middle school is the best time, bro. Me and my homies still talk about middle school. Like, bro, we just reminisce and like, especially from a sports like standpoint, like, man, everything is just so like magnified. Like the games seem crazier than for me. Like those games were more intense than some high school games that we like. I played. What? Like it was crazy. Like, you're going to war against the other school. Bro. Like, bro, it's man. Those were the times. But yeah, exactly, man. Like it's such a pivotal time.
And they got that schedule. You get it off at 3. So what you get? You know what I mean?
You got
like,
even more time off.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm trying. But I'm like I said, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for whatever you go for coach. I mean, obviously it seems like the basketball's still going to be there.
For sure. For sure. As far as I can take it, man, I'm just going to keep rolling with it. I don't know which direction, but we're just going to keep rolling with the punches, man. Opportunities are arising, so I couldn't be more grateful, and I'm just going to keep grinding my way, man.
Yeah. Just like the business too.
Hey, man, I mean, the business, man, that's a whole different grind, but it's like it's the same in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Like
mentally
it's the same. Like you have to approach it the exact same. Like bro, when I go do a detail, like bro, it's like going to a game. Like I have to perform, I have to make a good impression. I have to do X, Y, and Z to make sure we win the game at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like it sounds so like
make sure you come back to me. Yeah,
bro, exactly. Like man, business has taught me a lot about just like life in general too, because like I deal with all different types of people and I have to make sure that I appeal to everybody, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard, bro. It's
just always the crowd.
No, for sure, bro. Business is it's in a weird place right now too, bro. Like dog, I can't even explain it, bro. I can't even explain. Business is like bro, just like basketball, just so many ups and downs. Like one moment you think you're going up, then you come down, and that's just like every business, no matter what you do. Like especially like I've only been in business 5 years, which sounds like a long time, but
dang, that time went by quick.
Yeah, bro,
to be honest, if you think
I remember like when I first started, I'm like, dang, like, and it is cool to see how much it's evolved like in that time frame. But man, sometimes I still, and I'm not where I want to be, of course not.
Yeah.
But I wake up and I'm just like, bro, like I'm finna go work for myself under my LLC, make my, like, bro, today, like I had a detail, and my guy Caleb, who works with me, he was sick, so he wasn't able to make it. I go do this detail, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna just knock it out. It's $150 interior. Boom, I get there, he just pays me cash off rip, $200. I'm like, cool. I find I'm vacuuming, and I see like this little like sliver, and I think it's like grass or something, so I'm vacuuming it up. It's just $70 just sitting right there, bro. And it's like I start vacuuming up, I'm like, oh shit, like I take that shit out and I like leave it on the console. He comes back and I'm just like, hey man, like I found this bread. And he's just like, oh man, like for you being so honest, like here you go, bro. He just gave me the $70, so I got $270 for a $150 job. And I'm just like, bro, like there's nothing like this. Like waking
that's
up,
just because you put the honesty, the effort.
Bro. So it's like when you do things the right
rewarded
way, like you're gonna get rewarded. But back to what I was saying, like it's so crazy just one day coming up with an idea. I mean, such like this, bro, like you made this come to fruition. It's so crazy to see, and it's so rewarding. Maybe not in a financial way, but like, and the money was cool today, of course, but it's like, man, like to build a relationship with that client, like, bro, they're reoccurring clients. Like they get to me every other week or so, or every other month. So
then they can expand you.
Exactly, bro. So it's like, it's really cool to see and really cool to build that relationship within the community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's huge. And I try and stay relevant in all aspects, just like, on some Nipsey Hussle type shit. Like I'm trying to really like be like that. So it's like I said, building that relationship and being able to do that on my own is like, it's surreal, man. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not where I want to be, but
no one ever is. But everyone always, it's just like you said, like basketball, you can never be the perfect basketball player. You always, there's always something.
You just do your best, man. Like
exactly.
And that's where I'm at. Like I used to, they say comparing is the thief of joy or something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And I've been thinking about that a lot, man, because it's like a couple years ago, like I was always like, when I first started my business, like, man, like this guy got this. And I would never hate, bro. Like I always show love to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's same with me in podcasting.
Exactly. So, but you see that, you know what I'm saying? You see it and you're just like, okay, like fuck, like I got to do this, this, and this. Like this guy got this, and that. But it's like the moment I stopped doing that and just worrying about myself, bro, and like
just your own lane,
like ducking off in a sense, like how you said, like, bro, I just been working.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's been paying off in little.
And that's all that matters.
Exactly, bro. And it's like, I'm starting to really like reap the benefits of that. Like, bro, you just got to stay in your own lane, bro. And everybody moves at their own pace. Like how you said, like you're barely like starting to like do this teaching shit. Like, bro, that's your path, bro. Like,
yeah. Bro. Like everyone thought I was doing that off the rip type. And now, I see it and I'm just like, man.
Yeah.
And then the podcasting, people hit me up all the time about it. And
bro, this shit is blowing up, bro.
Well, like, I mean, like when they want to make a podcast.
Oh, word. Okay.
And I'll just be, I mean, I'm not no gatekeeper. Like,
everybody can eat, bro. Like,
exactly. I'm just like, bro, this is where you can get this. This is where you can get that.
Yeah.
I hope you kill it. I'm going to subscribe,
exactly,
stuff like that.
And I'm a big believer in like everything will come back to you, whether it's financially or just love, bro. Like, and that's actually how my business got started, bro. It's just because I was doing it as a side gig while I was in college. I was working at Papa John's, man. I just need some extra bread.
I remember that. Yeah,
I was over there slaving, bro.
Yeah.
I was over there slaving, bro. And I just started detailing on the side, and I was like, I literally remember like always saying like, bro, I'll never, like, this will never be my career. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll never go mobile. I'll never do this and that. But I just got so much love like from the community, man. And like, that's been in all aspects, not just like detailing, like, bro, the love that I've received from the community, man, like it'll always stick with me. And hopefully one day I could give back, bro. Like, I'm all about like, bro, loving type shit.
Yeah.
Like
get Kyle take as a wreck.
Oh God. I need that for sure. But yeah, bro, I'm just hella grateful for like how far I've come, bro. And it's cool to see, like I said, again, like there's a lot more to come. And I'm gonna venture off and do a lot more things. But just to see like this little success that I've had, bro, it's like I'm eternally grateful for like,
bro, you're hungry for more,
bro. Exactly. Like, like it's. Yeah.
And you want to be around people like that,
For sure. That's huge.
Because it helps build.
That's huge now. Is like I will not waste time like around people who are not like-minded, but people who don't give a fuck about me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, that's huge.
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
That's huge. Like, and you start to realize that as you get older, like, bro, they could be like a good like friend, but if they don't like want you to grow and they're not keeping you in mind and like trying to grow with you, it's like, bro, you just got to limit your time with them. And like, that's fine, bro. That doesn't make you feel less close to them.
It's like, distance love.
It's distance love. Exactly, bro. So love is love, bro. And I'm always spread it, but the amount of love that I've received, bro, will not go like unnoticed, bro, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's a solid way to close out the episode. That was some real spill.
I didn't even think it was gonna go that way, man.
Nah, I've been telling Q like the main thing for the podcast I've been trying to do. Like obviously I love talking current events and stuff, but I want to make like with my guest, like I want to make it more genuine with like their stories, because everyone got a story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and everybody. And
that's always been my goal, especially with like our community and stuff.
Yeah, that's a dope outlet, bro. Like I was like leading up to this, bro. I was really excited, bro. Just obviously to see you. I ain't seen you in a minute.
You saw my baby, crazy.
Yeah, bro, crazy. Papa Rod, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, just chopping up, bro, and having the platform to like, bro, tell people about me. Like everybody, everybody loves to like brag on themselves a little bit.
Exactly.
You know? Hopefully, I ain't do that too much. You know but yeah, it's all love, bro.
Well, we could definitely run this back whenever football season, NBA season around. Don't matter. But I definitely appreciate you for making some time.
No doubt, bro.
Any shout outs you want to give out before we wrap it up?
Hey, man, honestly, shout out Kyle, bro. Shout out TPA, man. Shout out my family, friends. Shout out my boy.
Yes, sir.
Boy.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. But yeah, man, that's it, bro.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
Well, I appreciate you again, man. Appreciate everybody. Episode 48 of the broadcast. That's a wrap. We'll be back at it next week. Yes, sir. That was smooth. That was good. That was good.
I appreciate it, bro. That was hella dope.